With your mother. Oh, yeah,
With your oh shit.
What's going on, everybody? I'm trying out earbuds, I guess, I had floating around here somewhere. Just found them, and I figured, you know what? Let's try this. So now you can see my crazy hair. It sticks out on the side here.
Go get a haircut, young man.
I pretty much have to make an appointment now in order to get a haircut. You used to be able to walk in before, and it is, first come, first serve. Now it's like everything's like a salon. Like, what the heck?
At least you have hair. I'm starting to lose mine.
Well, you still got hair, But I mean, like, super cuts, man. I'm like, can I just walk in? No, you got to make an appointment. I'm like, really? I'm like, can you imagine walking into a salon or a barbershop and there's no one there, and you're like, can I get my haircut? We got to schedule an appointment. That crap.
I'm still able to go, like, walk in most of the time.
My brother, he does buzz his haircut because he's in the military. So he just goes, I'm good. Sides, trim, and that's it. He keeps his hair really short.
I make an appointment to get my haircut just because the person who does it for free, so I do it at her convenience.
Oh, okay. Well, that I would too. What's a good time for you to come cut my hair? You know what I would love to go to? Those old school barbers where they like you saw in Reacher, where they give you a nice shave and stuff and all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of the ones around here, they used to do like the hot towel thing on your face after. Man, I missed that. That felt so good.
That's not Supercut.
Wow.
There's one called Lady Jane's that does that.
You get those on international flights too. They give you these like going over to Japan. You get these really hot towels. And
well, actually, those you're not getting hot towels. You're just getting chloroform that puts you out because they're gonna kidnap you.
That used to be what you had to do with me when I was.
Hey, I'm not a girl who's getting taken to Romania.
Yeah, there's a rumor that LeBron James might be going back to Cleveland. Well, because they might work out something where they take his son, but the Cavaliers just fired their coach, so LeBron gets coaches fired before he even goes there now.
Jeez.
I think I was actually going to say LeBron's going there to coach.
Well, he has experience. He's coached the Lakers, the Cavaliers, the Heat.
The Heat, yeah. That distracted me up because I just remembered when he did like that whole back and forth between Cleveland and Miami. It's this all over again.
At least he went back and got him a championship. As much as I dislike him, I do respect that he did that.
All right, so tonight I got 17 new issues.
Holy
2 facsimiles and a bunch of back issues.
Wow.
I did. This was a big week for me. I definitely went.
Next week is like nothing. I looked at my
next week. I have 4 books.
That's how it
goes. There's like one big week, and then I should have held off on getting a few issues until next week.
Well, I think I found 4 for next week too. That was, and I was scraping.
Yeah.
With you having 17, we will be here until next week.
Well, if you guys won't let me talk, we will be here till next year.
Oh, are you going to start this already?
Go on.
If he brings in, I'll serve it back. Okay?
Oh.
All right. 2 facsimiles. A facsimile of a facsimile of a facsimile.
And the facts of life, too.
Right? For those who don't know what it is, it's the first appearance of Deadpool. All right. The other really cool facsimile, say you didn't care about Deadpool, whatever. There's one you should have got, and I know Breen got it.
Oh, it's not a romance.
Because all the cool kids got it. Jeff, did you get it?
No.
Zach, did you get it?
No.
Blackhawk, dude. Do you know what it is?
That's the kind of.
You said right there the cool kids got it, and then you asked the 2 not cool kids.
Hey, wait! Whoa! I'll take that from Breen, but not from you, there, buddy.
That's fair.
Breen's got life experience. He can sit there and take a jab.
That's
How
fair.
old are you, 5 or something?
I'm 36 in 2 weeks.
Jesus. I don't even remember 36.
I don't remember that either. I'm turning 39.
The sad thing is, I do. So. And it was a long time ago.
In a galaxy far, far away.
Look, Jay's with us. He didn't get it either. Didn't see it. That's the thing. I didn't see it. So I saw the Deadpool one, but I didn't see this one.
Jade, you actually went to your comic book shop. I know you got Void Rivals. That's about it.
That's a safe. Well, that's a safe bet with Jay. Jay likes the robots.
Number 17.
Number 17.
It's Peter David's symbiote Spider-Man. It just felt like two dudes just kind of walking around, and that's about it. There was nothing else happening in this book. There was in Spanish part where he found out his mom cheated on his dad with Tyler Stone. So now Tyler Stone's basically Miguel's dad, which doesn't make sense because that has to be a huge retcon because I don't think that was in the original storyline. But it's Peter David, the guy who created the character, so I guess he can do what he wants to do. But after that, like I said, art's decent. You know, we got to see some returning characters of 2009, Doctor Strange, 2009. And no, it's not they gender flipped them and all that stuff. No, it's a totally different woman who just took up the residency in his house. She has basically no magic abilities other than the fact that she is has a demon that controls or she controls is over. But it's really weird. 2009 was really messed up.
Comes by, visits her every month.
Yeah, the 2099 timeline.
So we have the Vulture 2099 in here. Like I said, I don't really know much about 2099 a lot, but I just know that it was kind of weird. The basic guy breaks into Doctor Strange's house, steals something. The two Venom and then Spider-Man symbiote, Venom come up and then just basically beat the crap out of him. And then you see her at the end talking to somebody, and she's talking about how we need to save Miguel and stuff. And I don't know why he would even care if even it is for him, but it's done. Doom 2099.
Hey, it's Doom 2099.
But what's really threw me off because my limited knowledge of Doctor Doom in 2099 actually he claimed to be Doctor Doom, but I thought it turned out it actually wasn't Victor because it's so far. It was like a Doom bot, wasn't it?
I can't think of any character or any title in 2099 that was the same character as who they were in the main timeline.
But they pretty much were similar because the Punisher pretty much was pining after his brother's wife, who looked just like Mary, Frank Castle's. It was like repeating itself. Anyway, number 16. Local Man. It was pretty decent. Art's kind of like it's always been in here. It's a new arc, so with new villains. New fourth gen. It's at the events after passing of his father. Just everything you'd expect from basically this book here. He's now wanted for murder. So the FBI, even because someone leaked the information footage of him killing Camel, which I think was his ex-girlfriend Ingra that did it as a last FU as she fled town. He ends up leaving with what's her name, Neon. And what's funny is that there's a page before this where you see him, he's in there, and he's got that toxic masculinity. He's seeing her doing yoga, and he's just basically, getting to the point where even the dog's staring. She wants something to do with him. It's revealed though that basically Captain or whatever his name is, Commander Captain whatever was basically a cuck. So simply look, who didn't see that coming? So because we were like, why did he get kicked off the team? But it wasn't because he was sleeping with Camel's wife. It turned out that actually Camel watched.
This is Tim Seeley though, so most of the
Tim Seeley and Tony Fleeks are both doing the writing together. So, but overall, like I said, it's a flip book. Look at the 90s. You get a little backup story in the back here going on.
Well, that makes more sense than the backup story being in the front.
Yeah. But like I said, it was okay. It just needs more. It needs more. The plot to get rolling more.
If it wants to get into Venkman's top 15, damn it needs a little bit more than what
it's gotta be better.
That's right.
It should have been me. Anyway, all right, we're on issue 15. All right, number 4 actually, but it's number 15 for this week. Thundercats is actually pretty good. Lionel finds out that he was being used. The girl that basically was who they thought was hostage of the mutants that chased him on, or the reptilians of her. Turns out she was a spy, and she stole the Eye of Thundera. It was going to give it to Mumra, who she was working for. And basically, Lionel comes to terms. They know that he has been blind, and everybody's basically been been nice to him, and he's been a jerk. They're attacked by a bunch of these creatures, and you get to see, even though Lionel does not have the sword, because the sword of Omens is broken. He ends up going against Mumra through this. You get to see each of the actual Thundercats actually doing their own special moves. Lionel isn't. At first, I thought he's just pulling out a normal sword, but in the previous issue, they actually discovered an armory of weapons from their original home planet. So he's got a thunder cutter sword, but it's basically it's like Thor's hammer. It can call down lightning and stuff. A lightning sword. But yeah, pretty much it sets up basically the first incarnation of Mumra, basically meeting Lionel and trying to lure him to the dark side, and he says no, fuck you. And that's pretty much how it ends, with a cliffhanger, and Lionel saying, "I wish that we could find out more about the Eye of Thunder and how to fix and stuff." And then you see like the book that the girl stole, must have dropped it, and it's in the sand. The sand uncovers it, and all you can see it. So 14 for the week. Ultimate Black Panther. Oh, I should also point out, I guess this is the end of the arc, and then they're doing there's two more spin-offs coming off of this, which I don't know why, but I thought it was gonna be ongoing, but I think it's on the last issue. All right. Honestly, this book is basically who is the mole? We find the identity of the mole.
The mole.
Yeah. The mole.
And it's not Shuri, like it should have been. And
I thought it was going to be a Okoye.
That too, but it would have been so much better if it was a queen. Turned out to be, or not a queen, but or Shuri. And we have Shuri bumping off her own father because she wants the throne, and her brother's a self-absorbed idiot. Because she's the intellectual one. I was hoping for that, because this is the Ultimate Universe. It has nothing to do with the main universe. They can do what they want, and so they end up telling you who the mole is at the end here, and it's the witch lady from the beginning, the one he went to go the council to go see them, and she's the one talking about interpreting his dreams. Turns out she's working for Khonshu and Rao, and yeah, it's the return of the king, the better version. But overall, I honestly I do agree, Zach. I would have loved to have the queen be, because she's annoying. She's kind of a useless character, but she's basically brought into the fold of his inner circle, which is Michael B. Jordan Storm, his sister, and himself. You would have been great if he would have leaned down and pumped up his Nikes. Like Dave Chappelle.
Or you know what would have been better? If he pulled down a pair of sneakers from the clothesline from the Miles Morales Thor. That would be cool.
Right. I think I'm on 13 now.
I think so.
Yeah, 13. 13 is Conan the Barbarian. Still a solid series. I've just been enjoying this. With having so many books I read this week, obviously it's dropped down a few. But you get basically Conan is learning more about himself and how his spirit is unmoored. He learns that, and he finds out why he's in the past. Talks to this elven god who gives him information. I'm not sure how much of he plays a part in the Marvel stuff, or if he's just a new thing for Conan. It's a talking elephant. His name's not Bakar, Zach.
Ha ha ha! That was a deep cut.
Yes,
I like the bar.
Evil rhinoceros attacking ever.
Hey man, hey! Don't mess with those rhinoceroses. They're bad news.
Right. Basically, they go in. They basically are inside like the city of Atlantis, and they're following. They go these doors up. They're attacked by this horde. It's basically been this hiding in there of undead, and attack everybody. They lose one by one. It's out the base. It's out the Conan, King Kull, and then another guy, and and that's about it. And also because it's typical Conan. Every girl he screws dies.
Yeah. He doesn't have a whole lot of luck in that.
And so if we ever read a Conan, guess who's playing guess who's every dead woman in the world too?
Yeah. Because it started with Belit in the very first issue of this series, or at least like there was like a couple issues later. I can't remember what it was. But yeah.
Hey, speaking of, where is Maranya?
She was here at the beginning, I thought.
She was.
Hey, where's Perry?
He's covering the tri-state area. So you get this little cool scene where they're walking down and they come across. Like I love when they do something that's panel by panel, but it's really cool.
She is.
Oh wow, they have the knife emoji.
Good.
What? No cleaver emoji.
He said cleaver, not cleavage.
No, yeah, but I'm Wally or Beaver.
No, actual. I get threatened with a cleaver at least once.
One's called the Beaver, and the other one is called Wally Wood.
And it's Eldritch.
Ah.
So basically, they come across this octopus, and it's all because he wanted a sword. Only to basically be possessed by this creature who wants the sword that can go to everything and kills Kull.
Oh no!
So Kull, who had been twice in this series, has been driven by madness. Now we know why. He was basically being led on by voices, hearing things.
Who hasn't been?
Right?
And of course, the spirit that had been luring him on is Tulsa Doom.
Dun dun dun.
Tulsa Doom's back, and so is the other guy, the one that faces Red Sonja.
Oh, that guy.
That guy. Kulan Goth?
Yeah, Kulan God, yeah.
Yeah.
You just can't keep a good bad guy down.
By the way, because I know I'll forget to say this at any other point tonight. We were talking about Jeremy Renner last night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he was on Regis and Kelly Lee this morning.
Was he hawking his new shoes?
But he was walking with no limp.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw a video of him the other day on Instagram. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's the shoe one. He's in the hospital. Shows him on. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait a second. He could have been out. Regis is dead.
I know. That's it. And it's not. It was Kathy Lee.
I mean, it was a miracle, but he's walking and Regis is alive.
What on earth?
A buddy of mine, when he was working at the airport, had like a forklift, turn over on him, and it crushed his foot. He was told he'd never walk again. He was running in 6 months.
That's incredible.
Well, this guy was a mutant.
It hurt like a son of a bitch, but he was running within 6 months.
No, he was fine.
Right. Number 12.
Number 12.
Zach, did you get this at all?
No, my stupid shop, they sold out of the red bands before I could get there. I had to get the PG version.
The PG version.
Well, that's probably for the best in case you ever leave your copy at the church.
Right.
At the church.
Where do you think he stores all his R-rated stuff? He can't have his girlfriend finding it.
It's probably where he keeps his
So he
spare
keeps him
tire
in
in
the bedroom.
Let's not speculate.
He's in the bedroom where she'll never be.
Oh, wow!
That's great.
Book, maybe.
Zach didn't hear me make that joke before Vegman did. So
I know, right? Isn't that great?
It.
I took over the team, Pa.
Thank you.
Yeah. So basically, I mean, I don't know what to think of this. I mean, obviously, it's Jed McKay, not Brian Edward Hill, writing this. So of course, Jed has to bring in, Blade's daughter, because corporate says we love Blade's daughter. She's so queer and she sucks. I mean, only girls. And we want her to be like what the bad guys want. And somehow the Avengers are alive, except for Thor, who's being like shackles and blood on the floor. I think he's basically they're just feeding off of him because he's a god.
Do the Avengers want Blade's daughter to join the team because she's so awesome?
Well,
she's a boss.
Blade's daughter's running around with Dracula, and Dracula's been trying to basically keep her protected. When they find out that one of the creatures was actually a clone of Dracula, the one that looks like a stone or statue, kind of like his character.
You can clone dead things.
For a moment, though, the Avengers have enough. They basically restored the sunlight for a little bit. Like I said, it was kind of a letdown. There was only one cool thing at the end, and now he officially sucks. That's Miles. He's a vampire.
We'll see how long that lasts.
So, but like, and I think Eric had said pretty much all the guys just becoming vampires.
Of course,
I haven't seen any girl vampires yet.
No, I said you'll only see dudes getting bitten because you're not going to show because you can't show a bad thing happening to a female in a comic book now.
Yeah.
Especially the bosses, and they're all bosses.
Mm-hmm.
Number 11 for this week, Pharaoh. If you're not reading this book, you're doing yourself a disservice. And I know I say it all the time, disservice, but I mean you really are. Pretty much
doing myself a disservice.
They're trying to get back, and they're being hunted by these all the animals are all full of or basically they're all rabies, and the humans are all trying to kill them too, euthanize them. They're all in the AIM suits, when they show them.
Suits?
Yeah, it's basically AIM. Literally, this has been fun. They're basically they recognize his name's Lord Fluffy Britches. They call him Lord for short, but he's the one with the mohawk. He's like the kid in Nero. He basically, his character is like he just wants to get home. He sees home when he's up in the thing, so he runs away. And then these other cats who are outdoor cats are basically telling the indoor cats to shut the hell up and fall in line, know your role. But pretty much. And like I said, he's like, you guys basically have to learn about what you're doing because basically, I think he gave here's rule. What do you say? He says basically rules are trust your senses. Rule 4, trust your nose. If something smells off, leave it. Or actually, no. Here's the first one. The first one is the first rule: keep moving, keep quiet, even when they're foaming and out there bigger and longer than you. 2, don't stray from the group. 3, we don't know who's safe or who is the bad kind. No strangers, no friends. 4 was basically trust your nose. If something smells off, leave it. 5 was don't chase sparkles. You like cage it. It's like zigzag, shiny box trap. So basically, they're trying to make it home. They made a new friend. Meanwhile, one of the other cats is kind of looking. His name's Patchy. He's kind of looking off. He's kind of like I don't know if he's got scratched. Well, we know he got scratched in the first issue. We don't know if he's turning. Fever. Zach, you should be reading this. You'd like this.
I tried to. My shop. So there are some books that my shop either didn't get yesterday or they got and they were damaged. Like they had almost no Cobra Commander, no Feral.
So my question is, Zach, do you go to your shop and say, "Can you order this?"
Yeah. Oh yeah, I have a pull list.
Okay.
What actually happened was Zach went into the store and held up a copy and said, "Will this make me cool?" The guy said, "Yeah." He put it down and said, "What about this one?"
Anyway, so they get home and basically they find out that there's a caution sign that no one's there. There's a quarantine. Everyone's supposed to go to the middle school gym. Anybody who has pets will be euthanized. Pets, not the people.
That's sad.
Yeah, and then of course there's always in the back keyboard cats. Yep. And what I like about this book is that all the ads are in the back of the book. They're not introducing the story.
Where they belong.
Right?
I don't know if I like that better or not. I think I do, but some of those indie books, it's like, man, it's like the last 12 pages are ads and promos.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of, because you're like, oh, wow, there's so many pages and no ads. And then you find the back half.
Yeah, and you never, I mean, you don't have to look at me, at least with like some of the companies, you get to see what the other 72 covers look like.
So, yeah, I know Zach already answered a little bit. It is 90s superhero, kind of like a callback to that. It's also kind of comedy. Like I said, the guy pretty much is at his funeral, and nobody in his small town of Farmington likes him. So every time they see him, they say "fuck crosscheck." At his funeral, his dad's funeral, his mom, they're like, "Oh, it's like, oh, God bless you, like, if you need anything, and then we'll be there, just let us know." And then whenever they go to greet him, they're like, "Fuck crosscheck, fuck crosscheck, fuck crosscheck." They did it like 15 times. It's a little bit of like a dark humor mixed with the situational humor, and but pretty much he's a washed out former superhero. They got kicked off, like basically if like Hawkeye got kicked off the Avengers. Is what they're trying to say. Like Hawkeye got kicked off Avengers because he was having sex with Captain America's girlfriend, Sharon Carter, and Captain America was watching.
Because he likes to watch.
Because Captain America.
All right, but I mean, it's I like it. It's called back to the Wildstorm era, the early Image days, 90s books. All right, number 10 is Rook. Dude, this is getting better. Clearly not as good as Redcoat, but it's still better than Geiger. Learning more about who the characters are, we finally get to meet Dire Wolf. Introduction to her, and he's been basically back at the last. He's about to get the last piece for his rocket. It is got him and this other guy called Swine. He's called Swine because he has control over the pigs, and they're getting ready to leave. And of course, he doesn't show up. So he ends up basically going, and the last piece he needs is in the water. And you see there's something swimming in the water underneath his boat. It's a giant snapping turtle.
I thought it was George.
See?
I found a giant turtle in my yard the other day.
They will pee on you if you pick them up.
I didn't pick it up, but it's like I was wondering, said how the hell did it get in?
So
it must have hopped the fence.
So Zach, you've seen the King Koopa ones, the Bowser snapping turtles down south.
Yeah, Koopa's a turtle, yeah.
And how do you know that they pee on you? By the way,
because I tried to pick one up to get the bastard out of the road. I tried to save his life, and he peed on me.
So that's the other thing too is when it comes to just painted turtles, they pee, and frogs pee too. You hold them in your hand.
All of the turtles do that.
Maybe it's just you
trying to save their lives. I mean, what would you think if somebody came along and picked you up like you were nothing?
You'd be peeing too if a giant picked you.
I'd be pretty impressed if someone could lift my fat ass off the ground.
Yeah, I'm sure these turtles thought that.
Who's ever watched Attack on Titans?
I'm sure whoever was picking you up would be the one doing the peeing.
Anyway, so basically, this guy, because he's waiting for Swine to get him, he got his part. He just basically spends his time just drinking until she shows up and get a recap. But basically, they were kind of like almost would be lovers, but she was a company woman, and they basically drove a wedge. Where he basically was a guy. He's a second generation farmer. They left Earth because Earth was. It's like Interstellar in the concept. Earth was dying. His dad was a farmer. He decided to leave for a better world. And then Rook basically, or he became called Rook, is his call sign. But the Earth they're on, or the world they're on now, basically Exodus. The machine stopped working and it started reverting back to where it was. So it's no longer terraformed. And they're losing control of the animals. And he's like, well, we can leave on the ship, my rocket ship. He's like, no. She's like, we can save this world. He's like, well, we need a rocket ship to get out of here. But they're attacked by the guy who killed Swine. This guy has control over grizzly bears,
like a boss,
and he uses they're like ATT walkers. I can't really show it here. If you want to zoom in, but
what were they like? The AT-ATs?
Yeah, look at his machine on top of there. He's riding the grizzly bears.
Check me out doing a Star Wars reference.
Yeah,
I know, right? It's a little weird.
I know.
I used to call it AT&T. Star Wars, pretty much. This turns out this guy was not normal. He was not a guardian. He was not supposed to have his device. she doesn't know how because she was one of the lead scientists who can't and stop working on the thing. So this guy, he's like, well, why is he here? He's like, because he wants control of Exodus. He's like, well, it's all. So he blows up his ship, which pisses him off. He's forced to basically now have to work with her now. And I love Jason Fabak's art in this.
Neba.
Feba. Yeah. So it's really turned into. You know what this has turned into? The Road Warrior. That's what it reminds me of. Mad Max, the Road Warrior. Poor guy, he was drifting. They took his car, and then he just wants to get out of there. But they're like, well, people are attacking us. You can help. He's like, I don't care. I want to leave. It's pretty much the Road Warrior now. I love it. What's up, Kev? All right. I think we're number 9, right? Yeah. Number 9. Wow, did this book go downhill?
Paul is dead.
It's not even just that thing about ready to be Mrs. Lane at the end, that crap. The rest of the book just became kind of like dumb. If you think about it, overall plot, they killed off a guy for no reason. Just kill off a guy. And Godzilla, versus gets basically let go by Clark. Like they basically need him. And so he goes out and basically frees him from the shackles there, lets him loose, and he beats the shit out of him. He's like, I need you to follow me, so I'm gonna beat the crap out of you. Then of course we have 2 Kongs for the price of 1 book. We got Changeling, because that's his proper name.
Forget you. The
other thing cool is Kane actually being decent in the book for once.
Wait, what's that?
Kane.
Oh yeah.
Well, we got a Kong lantern. What more can you ask for?
Yeah, for real. You said Guy died for nothing. His ring went to King Kong.
Guy died so the ring could That's weird though. How could Kong, a huge thing, get the ring fit on his finger? Like it expanded.
It expands. There are much bigger. How does a planet get a Green Lantern ring?
How does the Hulk's pants stay on when he switches from Bruce Banner?
Are we talking comic books or are we talking reality here?
In one of the comics, in the other thing they did, where there was the Pocket Universe, his pants did rip off.
So my thing is, why does Kong need a Green Lantern ring?
Because it's cool as balls. That's why.
Wait a second. When are balls cool, Zach?
Exactly. It never happens. And just like we'll never see King Kong wear a Green Lantern ring again.
So we get to see this the team up where they're like, yeah, let's just murder now.
Well, yeah, they're the giant demon lizards. You gotta kill them.
Gotta kill him.
Didn't you see Kong Skull Island? Where they
Yeah, but it's a Superman. When does Superman kill?
It's a monster. It's not a person.
It's a human. It's a living being.
That thing is like the spawn of the devil. There's an exception. There is an exception.
Listen to this guy.
Hey, does Superman try and stop a cold?
So, it was okay.
Also, Toyman died too.
The way this ended, because Toyman, I want to see my beautiful creation. Get out of the way! And then they finally find. He says, "Where did you find that?" Under Godzilla's foot, where Toyman was.
He got stepped on. Oh,
yeah,
that's pretty great.
Number 8. X-Men 97. Is this probably the only good X-Men book that's out right now?
Well, yeah, the Jed McKay hadn't come out yet.
Nah, I don't know about that. But hey, Steve Fox is writing a good X-Men though.
And he has come out.
Yeah. So, for those who watch the show, you kind of idea what this is. This is where Wolverine's verse going against Sabretooth and his group.
Gee, that's never happened before.
Wolverine fighting Sabretooth.
Pretty much. It's been having fun with this. And Morph doing this thing where he morphs into the Hulk, and people just basically I get to see a moment here between Gambit and Rogue. Because she absorbed this other girl's powers and she can't control it, and basically calms her down. Like I said, it's not a very compelling book. It's basically the X-Men written character.
Obviously, this is before the season of the television show.
Well, no, it's a prequel, but what's weird about it though, it's taking place in between episodes. Remember when
so it's supposed to take place between this most recent season?
It's in between certain episodes. Like this is remember when they attacked the mansion?
Okay.
So this is on the episode where Wolverine was going against and Morph were going against were being attacked in the city by Sabretooth them. And meanwhile, this other guy called Hazard was attacking the mansion. And then at the end, basically like, this is how Beast learns and everybody else learns that Jean's pregnant.
Oh yeah.
It's, Wolverine recognizes the guy who was basically like a terrorist back when he was with the Canadian Army or Weapon X program. And the guy basically calls him like Wolverine wants to kick his ass, but the guy wants to arrest all the mutants. He doesn't care who they are, because he's a bigot, and he ends up getting arrested after Valerie Cooper, whatever her name is, basically comes down and recognizes him, demotes him. And I mean, this is a book written for kids, and probably honestly, that's what I mean. I have no problem with that. And it ends with them basically going to Jean's parents' house for her baby shower because they want to have a normal life. But of course, villains don't want to happen, so they arrive at the town and they're basically going to cause a scene, trying to frame the X-Men for being villain or menaces to society. But
menaces.
Ice-T is in there.
Well, they'll be sipping their juice while they're at the bridal shower.
Who was that? Was he in Menace to Society?
I thought it was Ice Cube.
That might have been it. Yeah, that's probably what I meant.
All right, number 7.
Jesus, knock it off.
Number 7 is 007.
Finally,
you did that on purpose, didn't you?
No,
he has to have done.
No, because I begged him to for like 2 straight James Bond series, and he never did.
Yeah. This was pretty cool. Bond basically he gets out this place where he needs to be over in Russia or I forget was it supposed to be Russia?
I don't know. Didn't read it.
No, he was talking to the guy who does read it.
I thought so, but
yeah. No, you don't really say, but anyway, well, Bond's basically went into contact. The guy ends up turning on me. He's like, "Well, sorry, they have my family," and the helicopter showing up. And he's like, Bond, and he's like, the guy's like, "Oh, you're my friend, James," and Bond just shoots him. He's like, "We were never friends." He just pops him in the head, runs. While the sun's coming up, they're being blinded by the light. He ends up taking out one of the guys and causing the helicopter to crash. But then Bond shows up in the back of one of them, and basically the guy's like, "Oh, screw you, American or English," and Bond pops his head off. He's like, "You got a problem with this? I know you can fly. Otherwise, I'll leave some grenades back here and call it a day." The guy ends up flying to the base, and there's some scenes here with Moneypenny and M's basically asking a question. It's like, did you or basically did you think I was the mole? But then he ignores it. There was. I guess there was one thing I saw here that was kind of like a typo. I'm not sure if they meant to do that. The dialogue, where she's asking me here, this scene here, Breen, the middle part.
Yeah.
Says, "What was the question 2 wanted? Ask me." See, so it says,
"Oh yeah."
I was like, "What the heck is that? 2?" I was like,
"That's why you need a proofreader."
Yeah. So remember what Bond said? It's like he threatened the guy. So once he gets there, what does Bond do? Bond leaves the grenade in his lap and jumps out. He kills him anyway with the grenade. That's Garth Ennis humor. I love it. So Bond is now on the base, and of course, I love Bond's humor. And this is classic James Bond. Why is there always one of these guys? Fuck, big guys. He's got to beat.
Yeah, I got to that page, and when he said that, I go, "Oh, look, it's the Russian." Oh, wait a minute, no, this isn't the Punisher. I just call it that every month.
I know. He's like, now why is there always one of you bastards? Yeah. like I said, that's a fun book. And honestly, I don't know if they'll ever make a Bond movie as good as some of these books we've been reading. But
not a chance.
I doubt it.
Not as it's currently constructed.
Not
Right.
since Pierce Brosnan.
No, I mean they're using a book that was recently written, and it's written for that mythical modern audience.
No, the Daniel Craig, the first 2 or 3 Daniel Craig ones were really good.
That's true. I did like the first handful.
I didn't mind Casino Royale. I think Casino Royale was the best of all of them.
That was the first one, yeah.
Quantum of Solace was the second, where Bond was a rogue. You know,
I liked Quantum of Solace.
Yeah,
Skyfall was really good.
Skyfall was a snore for me.
It was long, but I thought it was good.
I felt like I was watching Mad Men in a Box.
No, Mad Men in a Box didn't go that long.
And I was like, oh my gosh, they brought back the car, and that was it.
Actually, what was the last one? Was it? It wasn't Die Another Day. It was Tomorrow. No,
it was something.
No Time to Die. No Time to Die.
No Time to Die. Is that what it was?
Yeah,
there was plenty of time he could have died. Once they leave Cuba, he can die.
So watching that, I had plenty of times to die because that was just horrible.
No, not the Ana de Armas scenes.
Well, that was okay.
Those are more than okay, man.
All right, number 6. This is I love this.
Oh, it's all different versions of the Turtles. I was
because
like,
they're going against this imp guy. The other own makes it plastic. Apparently, I did not know that in the original series.
That's
and weird. He felt sorry because he got beat the first time, and he was mad at them because he kept breaking the fourth wall. He says that you guys you're not allowed to break the fourth wall. I'm an imp. Only I'm allowed to do that stuff. So he basically made a bet with them. It's like if you beat my 3 challenges, the best of 3. It's like you guys win. Otherwise, if I win, you're erased from existence. So, and I'm not sure who these are supposed to be. It was supposed to be a nod to the actual voice actors. Those 4 guys, but the rest of them are all basically imps. But anyway, they're all paired off against other turtles, and and basically get some hijinks. You get the mean turtle going against Raphael, and in Raphael's basically the first thing he complains is like, "Oh, great, there's humidity too," and the other one's like, "We are reptiles, we are ninja. Humidity is barely an inconvenience. Now prepare for yourself for defeat." He's like big talk for a guy wearing the wrong mask. Simple humor. We get the other turtle in here. Who's like the yellow one. I think it's not Jenica. I forget what it is. Or is it? Maybe it's a Jenica. The girl turtle?
Yeah, the girl with the yellow is Jenica, and she has the Wolverine claws. Yeah. And could have at least given her an Italian name to keep in current theme with the rest of them.
Yeah, so and basically Wolverine and not Wolverine. Raphael are fighting interrupters with dinosaurs and the cars. See basically, and he's like just watch them, beat up the dinosaurs. You see the dinosaurs kind of like he's helping the other one out. Back. Michelangelo is going up against the other Michelangelo from the 2012 series, and they decide to go get pizza instead.
Of course, because
it's Michelangelo.
It's Mike.
But of course, because it was 5-on-4, he gets tricked, and the other turtle, Raphael, comes up from one of the newer series, I guess. Beats him up. And the return of Yeti. So, Creepy Yeti was introduced into the Halloween series. I guess the Halloween episode, one shot, came out last year. I'm not sure if he was there. But, so the next fight, because the Turtles lost that round, so it's basically 1-1 now. So basically, call back to the first issue, and he says, I'll just bring out all your villains out once. And they'll, you guys face against them. So, this is Dan Schoening. Actually, no, it's not Schoening. Oh, I thought it was. He was on it for a while. This is Eric Burnham, who was the writer for the not the real Ghostbusters, but the Ghostbusters IDW. Sarah Myers doing the art, but for mainly it's usually Schoening and Burnham teaming up together on IDW and stuff. All right, top 5, and then I'll let you guys go, and then I'll come back to leaving at the end for my back issues. All right, number 5 this week. There's a lot more better than I thought it was going to be. Originally, when I was thinking this was going to be like at the bottom of my list, but this was actually a lot better. And mainly because at the end is what's awesome about this is that they actually do something, a callback to, because it's Silver Age. Why not go all the way Silver Age hokiness? You know what I'm talking about, right?
So much. I hate that Mark Waid does this. He starts a story, and I'm like, this is going to be boring. Man, we finally got the snooze fest. And then he pulls some crap like this and makes me fall in love with it.
So all the Jimmy Olsens basically are left attack, and it was just great having all the Jimmy Olsens.
Turtle Boy Jimmy, elongated Jimmy, 8-arm Jimmy.
Yep, yeah, I know. It was just fun.
Great. It was great.
A lot of good art here because basically because Batman and Superman were stuck in the 2D world, 2 dimension, and so they were back to being Super Friends cartoons. Call back. I thought that was hilarious. He's like, because because the Superman's like, we're in the 2nd dimension. He's like, yep, bingo. This is about Batman. I knew you'd get there eventually. That's why we all look like we would if we were just flat drawings or cartoons. So I like that slight nod to like the cartoon series. But overall, it's a very fun book. Exceptionally great art. When they go to the 6th dimension. But very fun book. I do recommend people who get this. But if you can, I would say get it as a trade. Buy from your comic shop directly. All right, number 4 for this week, Cobra Commander. Nice little tie up to this, and proves that basically Cobra Commander is not a pushover. He humiliates Destro in this, and takes out all his men pretty much. And then there's also the Destro prequel or preview for the new miniseries about this and end of this book. But basically they land, and all of a sudden they start getting taken out by lasers. These little thing drops up, and he just kills them all. And basically Destro, it does not like him, pretty much. But Cobra Commander basically he's like, well, we work together and we'll basically build an army. So, and yeah, it's the rise of Cobra. So, like I said, this was Joshua Williamson with Andrea Milana. Because I like how he was. He's like, basically, he just said like every villain is like, they're like, somebody's taking out all our weapons and all stuff, and stealing our men. He's like, what's more than just paying them money? He's like, power. They give them promise too. So not only was he stealing their men, he was taking their equipment, and he basically forced them to work together. Number 3. Sorry. Number 3 is Superman. Another book that surprised me because I wasn't sure. I thought it was going to go one way, and they told us a totally different way. So obviously, it's Superman versus Lobo fighting on this. And then basically, it's like they take the fight out of the station, and basically you see him fighting here. For Superman being wrapped in a chain. And then you got Brainiac, talking to Lena Luthor. Is her name Lena? I can't remember what her name is.
I think so.
I think it's Lena.
There is Lena. So it's not the other one. So I thought Lena was actually human. Was stupid CW show ruining things for me.
Oh yeah, CW Lena. I remember that.
Yeah. They're saved by Village Rocks, the son, Brainiac 5, his mother. Basically, Superman's brought there to the Brainiac ship, and then Brainiac, his queen, is basically brought to life by stealing the powers from. We're taking some of the powers from everybody. So basically, the first appearance of the queen, Brainiac Queen.
Yeah, it took the power from the Zarnians, right?
Well, he killed the Zarnians too. Yeah, she slaughtered all of them. That's what it was. She slaughtered them at the end.
Kill them all, or most of them.
Most of them, I guess.
So now Lobo can be all by himself again.
Now he's all by himself again.
Except for Crush.
Yeah. Or Kid Lobo. Does anybody remember Kid Lobo from Pete David's Young Justice?
Oh, the other thing is that basically, because Brainiac had said, "Hey, I learned the secrets of your immortality. Guess what? I can make you mortal."
By the way, I'm pretty sure that Pride page at the end of the story, that there are more retcon sexualities than characters that were created gay.
Was this part of it, or is this a nod?
No,
that's a tribute to Ramona Fraden.
Yeah, that's that artist who died recently.
And she's drawing Metamucil, and look, it's Aqualadio.
She co-created Metamucil.
Yeah.
But no, because women didn't do anything in comics before 2015.
There's the
Stop
boy wonder.
spreading that propaganda.
You know what women in comics do now?
Nothing.
Eat. Have you seen Heather Montes lately?
I try not to.
So
it's so depressing.
Speaking of women in comics, Tia Franklin or whatever is what their name is Teal Franklin.
T. Franklin, like golf T.
Whatever. Apparently, she fired her management team.
Well, yeah, because she said that she's now just too great for them.
Yeah.
I've never seen a more self-deluded.
And I love your boy Zach. His I think I shared it, but he basically said, he's like, the only reason you're in comic books is because it's they don't hire talent anymore. It's like he's I love it. He used a lot of explicitives too when he could address her tweet. Number 2 for this week. Void Rivals.
What a shock.
Just fun. Well, what do you mean what a shock? You know what
number one is in your top 3.
Yeah.
I was being sarcastic.
Yeah, I'm just saying my number 1 obviously is the best book of the week for a reason.
Well, yeah. I know what your number 1 is too.
And I suspect I know what it is, and I suspect ours is the same as well.
I'm not familiar with this Autobot. I know he's an Autobot, but I don't know anyone that uses like a medieval
his name is
sword.
Again. I don't think they say in here, actually.
I thought I saw on Twitter, like his name was like Springer or something. Jay, you're in the chat. You know Transformers. Who is this guy?
Is he still in the chat, though? He was here.
He was here. I'm sure he's Jay, if you're still here, I'm using my phone a friend.
If the last name is Springer, it should be Jerry.
Well, no,
great show, by the way.
Jerry Springer's dead.
I know.
Yeah,
but it was still a great show.
He's still dead.
Did you know that? Did you know that show was basically pretty much like wrestling was fake?
Oh yeah, well it was reality TV. Of course it was fake.
Unlike wrestling. Wrestling may be scripted, but the bumps are real.
A friend of mine was on Springer before it went to that format. When it was like a serious panel discussion type show.
Must have been boring.
Well, it was so long ago they were arguing over whether or not you should be allowed to smoke on planes.
Yeah. So
yes,
I love this. Like, talk to the hand. Zach, you want to go on Twitch and grade that bot?
What bot? Oh, sure. I think I can do that.
I normally don't care because it's Twitch. You know, we do broadcast at Twitch, and I know Glenzer, if he's here, usually gets it.
He's not here.
Well, he might be watching on Twitch.
There's no here.
He's
not
here.
on Twitch here.
No. So, couple things. The guy, the pig guy we saw here.
Yeah.
I was so depressed.
This guy.
He want to get home to his family, and then he realized that they're not there. Kids, honey, daddy's home. He's like, oh, that's right, I forgot.
Kirkman's gonna make me feel things for this ugly.
I'm like, are they dead, or did they leave him because he's a deadbeat?
Both.
Or both.
Did they leave? Did she leave his wife? Leave him for another pig? His brother.
And then
she was probably the pig, and that's why he doesn't want to be around her.
Well, no, he is a pig.
Yeah, I know, but
not that
maybe she was a frog. It's reversing, but honestly, so we're getting some more information about this character. He's been here before. The main guy, Curtis Derrick, I think his name was.
Yeah. Nathan Fillion, Star-Lord guy.
He's been there before, and he's like, the last time I was here, I got healed. I don't know why, but I ended up back where he was. The reason is because there's a transformer there. So, and he's like, you don't seem surprised as me for the first time as most beings are. Wait, is that one dead? I love this because he sees the other one. Every time he sees it on the ground, he's like, is it dead? No. And then he realizes, you have a hand droid. Oh, what the heck? That's weird. But then he's like attacked by the one that was basically attacking there. It was chasing them.
The Mandalorian guy.
Yeah, the Mandalorian guy. I just love it. And he's like, I'd like to see you try it again. He's like, your science does not phase me. Really? Huh? Same. it's so, and then to see them fighting each other, and then it's funny. It's great. Kirkman's fun. I love this. Number one, obviously, is probably the best 3-issue Black issue.
The biggest book of the week.
Literally.
Probably the year so far. This has been my favorite.
Oh, that's a nice cover.
Mike Perkins has been disproving he's great on this. I would love to see this return. I don't know about the whole Julie Madison here. Him finding out that Batman is Bruce Wayne is canon, or it's a slow retcon, because I thought she didn't want to deal with it.
Well, this isn't. I mean, that didn't happen. I'm pretty sure that didn't happen in the 30s originally. But yeah, like I said, they don't have to play by.
No,
there's lots of things that weren't the same.
So I
love Elseworld, isn't it?
More or less.
Pretty much Elseworld, and
I thought all Black Labels were Elseworld.
I just love it because Bruce gets to knock some boots. And then afterwards, and that is a really cool art here, is her with this cape around him. And then she's like, "Oh, this is where you are, working on a dead body." Like, so
he gets up after knocking boots and goes and robs a body from a building.
Yes, that is exactly what he does.
Yeah. Well, I think he did. I think he did it the night before.
No, he
said he said he did.
He goes to the morgue and steals the body. And then he does the autopsy.
It makes fun of the incompetence of the Gotham PD.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, they had it where he was actually holding the gun, holding the gun and stuff, and I love how they dress these. Basically, it's like, I don't. She's like, what about the guns? It's like, it's like, well, you tell me that you don't like guns is enough. If you basically seal the deal, that's why he basically burned all his dad's guns.
Don't know how you can burn a gun, but
What do you mean? If they're wooden, yeah, in the 30s, you can throw them in the fire. Even metal guns, you can throw them in there too. You can destroy them.
Yeah.
And plus, if it has gunpowder in it, it's gonna explode. So I hope he didn't do that, because that would have been crazy. Overall, though, no, I said I like this issue. Basically, the whole story was great. I mean, this is the second thing I've read by Dan Jurgens since Dan. I read him. He read when he was doing the Lord of the Jungle in 2023. That was great. Secret Tarzan, awesome. And then he takes on this Mike Perkins, man. I forgot that he was working for CrossGen back in the day, back in 2003, because he was basically forced to continue working because his visa, they were paying his visa for in the country before he got hired at Marvel. So Mike Perkins' art in it, it's just been awesome.
What country is he from?
I'm not sure. Maybe he's Irish. I'm not sure. I posted in the sports ball for those who are in the group. I posted the.
He's British.
The video
with
the live stream that basically they had a CrossGen reunion. You had Aaron Lepresti, you had Chuck Dixon, and a few others. We're all talking about it. Talking about CrossGen.
I bet wasn't with him.
Mike Perkins.
Mark Waid.
No, he wasn't. But so I love this. Whenever I see this, Batman's like basically lands on the rope of Whoomp, and they don't notice. Every time someone does that, and he lands on there, I always laugh. I roll my eyes. It's like, man, and they thought they ran over a curb. That's what the Whoomp noise was. Just really cool stuff. Gotham's on fire. The guy who was running the whorehouse shows up in his word to help protect the priest who was getting beat up. Batman just showing up and just like being badass. This is just fantastic. Of course, you did see that they're gonna bring back this style Batman, but it's gonna be written by like somebody like Tom King. There's a new book coming out next week or after this.
The Jeff Spokes one, or not Jeff? The one where Jeff Spokes is the artist.
I think so.
Jenny something, not Jenny Hex, but
no,
they're also doing that for a TV show for Max or something like that. Set back then.
Yeah, but anyway, who wants to go next?
Jeff wants you to go.
Okay, that works for me.
No, why don't you go?
Oh, okay. That's what I meant.
Jeff, that was your invitation to leave. You got to get out of jail free card.
Dang it. All right, so I've got 6, and then I have quite a few back issues, so you can either have me wait until after, everyone gets done. Okay.
We've got time.
Okay, so number 6. Something is killing the children. Number 37.
Probably the guy with the chainsaw.
No, that's actually a girl, but
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to misgender.
Yeah. Phobe. You're some form of a phobe.
They, them identifies as whatever they want.
But it's still a pretty good series. Then number 5.
Nice.
You already went over that. So number 4, and you are right about this, Vinkman.
I'm always right. Thank you.
Debatable.
Rook. It is better than Geiger. I liked it. Of course, the girl being a redhead. I have a thing for redheads.
Most of it too.
If I can get myself an Asian with a redhead with red hair, I'd be.
I was just about to take a cheap shot at your expense.
Go ahead.
Because I really like the idea of a redheaded Asian.
Yes, but
I'm in.
Number 3, and I got this one as a blind buy, which lately I've been doing some really good. I've been getting some really good blind buy stuff. The last few haven't been that great, but this one is The Butcher's Boy.
The Butcher's Boy.
Wait, so was it actually Butcher then? The boys? Because his dad was a butcher.
Billy Butcher.
Billy Butcher.
Billy Butcher. Yes, it's really kind of starts out really weird. It switches back between Thursday and Saturday. Something before an event and after an event, and then it switches back to how things started.
You also just did part of a Crosby, Stills and Nash song.
I did. I only listened to the young part, but it's a group of friends who kind of go on vacation, and they go to this little ghost town that's supposed to be haunted. One of the girls is kind of a big. She likes investigating that stuff, and she's got like a Instagram account and stuff like that, and she does it. Turns out the place was haunted, and
she's got a hard on for ghosts.
Yeah, but there's a local legend that there's a butcher who disappeared in the caves for a long time, and his son went to look for him. I guess the guy had killed a bunch of people. The son went looking for him, and they've been down there for years. And supposedly the butcher's living off the son's body and stuff like that. It's really kind of weird. Makes more sense when you read it than
Donner, Party for Four.
Yes, pretty much. Number 2, Salmon Twitch. Number 3. Still a very good series. The art is incredible.
Is that EWA? Where is that?
No, it's Image. And it's still only $2.99.
Wow.
They're holding the line, right?
Holding the line at $2.99.
I don't see why you can't. I mean, take a look at this. They got this great art, great story, and it's only $2.99. Marvel and DC should be learning a lesson from these people. And do I need to go what my number 1 was?
Sure.
Ooh, we got that cover.
That's a nice one.
That was the only cover they had, But yes, the top 2 had some of the best art. This is great.
I have a slight advantage. I have 2 shops close by. That's why.
There's 3 comic shops in the whole state that I know of. One is 2 blocks from my house. One is like a 45-minute drive. Then the other one up is in Fairbanks, which would be like an 8-hour drive.
How long by Snow Dogs?
I wouldn't know.
By Snow Dogs.
And I couldn't go there this time. I couldn't use a Snow Dog this time of year anyway.
Balto's not in season?
No, it's dry pavement outside. It'd be kind of hard to do.
Yeah.
What do they do during summer then? It's like football.
They
summer
can
off.
train, but they have to use they put like wheels and stuff on it or something. I don't know.
On the dogs? That's weird.
No, on the sleds.
Surgically add wheels to the dogs.
Yeah. All right, kids. All right, dogs. Okay, and so I was at Bosco's and I saw this.
I literally say roll out.
Yo, you got one. Nice. I haven't got one yet.
The hardback. It's the trade. It was okay. Because I remember Breen saying something about how good it was, and so I got it. And yeah, it's nice to have the art as good to look at.
You're allowed to not have taste. That's okay.
Yeah, I mean,
normally it's my job, but I'm happy to let you have it.
But I'm taking it this time. I'll take the hit this time.
Oh, sorry, you didn't like it as much as I did.
But hey, that's what differences of an opinion. You could have the right opinion, and then you can not have the right opinion.
That's right.
Well,
I tell Vinkman every time.
Yeah, I'm sorry you didn't like it as much because you invested in a hardcover. It says.
Yes, but hey, I like it's cool. So, but speaking of '90s Image.
What? Oh, nice.
This was $12.99.
Nice.
And I think it's a really good book. It's classic 90s Image. And it's got, actually, and yes, that is what you think it is.
For the females? They're adding on?
The thing in the box, that is
it's a sandworm from Doom.
It's a Mr. Floppy.
It is Mr. Floppy, but it's actually a Mr. Floppy.
Holy crap.
Shit.
He's alive.
He's alive.
That it belongs to this guy, and that woman who had it hated him, so she had it removed.
We didn't say FM 3 times.
Jeff, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I have to give Ash a proper greeting.
Hi.
Hello.
Is that Mrs. Doubtfire? Hello.
No, it's late 40s romance comics that we read on Valentine's Day.
I love you.
Yes.
I love you, Clint. I love you.
You know what?
That's also, shockingly, that was also the name of the floppy that was in that picture right there. Clint.
Pixel's not going to be here tomorrow, so we can just read that if you want to, Breen.
Yes, Omega, I am.
With the romance stuff?
Yeah.
Why that's right, Pixel doesn't do Fridays usually. Publix or Jeff Bezos' Funhouse.
He was probably pixelated at the time. Boys, no one's ever done that joke before.
Probably not. No.
Then
is it a joke or is it an act of terrorism?
Probably an act of terrorism. Then I got this because I missed some of the floppies.
Hey, Garth Ennis.
Yes.
Nice.
And so I'm gonna.
Did she use a ribbon as a weapon?
No.
Like the ribbon dancers, and that like cuts people. Like the newest lightsabers I have.
I've heard about that. Some nice art.
You see that? In the new Star Wars thing, they're gonna have a lightsaber whip.
It's so.
And supposedly some guy said that was in like Legends or something, and so people should stop bitching about it. It's like
Not that I know of.
people can bitch about it all they want.
I could
It's
be
stupid, This was at my.
Wrong.
All the rest of these are from my half price bookstore.
Denny O'Neil.
Nice.
This was like $7.
God, I went to a half price books yesterday. I saw a book called "We Are All Greta." It's be a climate activist.
Oh
Yes.
Jesus!
Is that where you? Okay, you showed a photo to me.
That was
Wow.
And then I got this because I'd heard about it. I'd seen it in the shop, and I was thinking about getting it, but I just couldn't start it from the beginning. So I saw this, and it was like
Nice.
$7.
Very good.
I thought
But
The artist on that, Matt Weldon, is really good. He's probably the best artist out there as far as hair.
I thought that said Riri Williams at first.
okay, but that's not the coolest part. I didn't look
She gets
in the
naked?
thing until I got home.
Is that nudie making it? Oh, it's
No.
signed.
Yes,
Nice.
So somebody,
very cool.
somebody sold that to a half price books.
yes.
What an
Dude,
idiot!
that's awesome. That's
And I was just
fine.
like, fortunately it was a good book. So I'm gonna,
Well,
even if it hadn't been, I would have kept it anyway. It was
whether it's signed or not, somebody paid a lot of money for that book and probably got like $2 from half price books.
Yeah.
So you have a good book, and Zach has the good book.
Yeah.
Actually,
then-
I want his. I have like 2 or 3 of my good book. I have one of his.
and
Blasphemer.
I do not.
I'm a Weldon
Uh,
fan.
When I was there, I saw that they had a whole bunch of Grimm Tales, Grimm Fairy Tales,
Nice.
and I bought
Very
the first one because I was like, okay, I like the Tales of Terror, and I hadn't read this stuff, so I bought the first one just in case I didn't like the rest of them.
Is that the collection of the main book, right?
Huh?
Is that the main book ongoing from Creep Tales?
Yeah, it's just
I've never read the original main stuff, with Sela and all this stuff. I've always read
And
like the spin-off books.
Yeah, it's like the Hansel and Gretel, and they do it usually starts out with kind of a modern day thing, and then there's the woman who has the book, and she has them read the actual. It's closer to the actual fairy tales,
That's cool.
and then there's a morality place. So I bought that, and then I wound up liking it, so I went and got 2,
Nice.
3. This is the one I'm on now.
How much were those a piece?
Either they're $6.99, $7.99, or $8.99 a piece.
That's not bad. Normal price is like what, 16, 20?
Yeah. 4.
Grim Fairy Tales has been one of
5.
those series I've actually been enjoying the more I read from it.
6, 7, and 8.
Dang.
But that was all of the ones for this. They have a couple other ones that are like the Christmas one, but I want to read these first, and then
I don't know if they do have a hand if Xenoscope has omnibuses.
I tried looking one up, but I don't.
I
Like
wonder
if
if they ever release it because it would make more sense for like the Grim Fairy Tales because that's this one giant ongoing story.
Yeah, and I looked up like Grim Tales of Terror Omnibus, and those 4 books like they have right over there. Those are what they call the omnibuses, which is like 4 or 5 issues,
Yeah,
or something like that. So that's what they call an omnibus. But
weird.
but yeah, but that's all I've got.
All right, Mr. Zach.
Mr. Zach. Mr. Zach is my father. Just kidding. Not
Or
really.
Mrs. Zach.
Ha, 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 ha.
Ha 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 ha.
Okay. Yeah, I've got a good chunk. I definitely went over budget this week. But I got some good. They were all good in their own ways.
You should always go over budget.
I don't want to always go over budget. I have a girlfriend.
I guarantee whatever you go over budget, it won't flop.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Conan the Barbarian, number 11.
Conan,
right
Conan the Barbarian.
Conan the Bar, actually. I like it.
Babar.
I love it when the car. It was Babar. I like it when the cover it like interacts or goes over like the main title dress. I always
not me when I have to like create the thumbnails for the readings.
I think it's cool. I
mean, it's cool for that and art. Yeah, but like when you need to get the screen, grab the title.
The main story was okay. Really, it didn't get good for me till the end when Thulsa Doom returned. I thought that was cool.
And that's why it was so far down on my list because it was just like
it was just right.
At first, the issue before that was great, and then
the issue
it was kind of stalling in the middle.
Yeah. I know Jim Zub's got like that other Conan book that he's doing was like Battle of the Black Stone. I do want to check that one out.
Well, that's the part of the whole entire thing, isn't it?
Yeah. I thought it was a different story.
So the Black Stone is basically where that was the first volume of Conan the Barbarian he did.
Was that the? Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. The black sphere it rises out of the water, and that's where all the zombies stuff. It's an ongoing story.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up, we have Ultimate Black Panther issue number 4. I liked it. It's not quite as good as Ultimate Spider-Man, but it's also better, I think, than Ultimate X-Men.
Like I said, that cover makes me think that she was gonna like be the mole. That would have been so great.
The way they frame it, it's like she's taking the throne. She's taking power.
Yep.
But no, I liked it though overall. I'm actually still not convinced. It could still be her. What if it's all the Dora Milaje that are turned because she's in charge of the Dora Milaje? So it could still be her. But yeah, overall, I liked it. Not a super action heavy. He does fight, a mole Wakandan. There is some mention of, you see a little bit of the Moon Knight brothers in here.
There's Moon Knight brothers?
Yeah, there's 2 of them. 2 knights.
I guess sort of like
because in the main, it works kind of because in the main universe, there's 2 Moon Knights. There's the right hand and the left hand of.
But one's actually Raw, so it kind of reminded me of the TV series. Remember, they had the gods were inhabiting mortal bodies.
Yeah,
yeah,
so that's right. Yeah,
what's happening right now with those guys.
All right, I got the PG version because my shop sold all out of the red bands.
It's okay.
Yeah, I was kind of bummed out, but it's you know what? Overall, I didn't mind this issue. I thought it was pretty good. There was some stuff that I really liked. I haven't read anything with Blade's daughter, so I haven't had the chance to be aggravated or annoyed by her.
You know, I'm with you on that. I avoided that to make sure.
So reading her in this wasn't as eye-rollingly awful for me as I'm sure it was for some other people. Dracula sounded just a lot like Namor, just high and mighty.
It felt like he was like a babysitter.
Kind of, yeah. But overall, this wasn't terrible, though. I did like the Avengers parts in this, the ones that were still alive or still there.
Like she was a princess and he was a butler, and he's like, "Madam, we need to leave." He'll be
yeah.
And but I was like, "What is this crap?"
You mean she's Princeless?
Doctor Strange answering the door in his astral form because his body is undergoing some difficulty. That was the best part, actually. I really like that part.
All the Avengers are kind of like, "Oh, this sucks."
Yeah, but overall, it wasn't bad. I think I liked the Avengers tie-in a little bit more, but this wasn't bad though. It wasn't bad. I'm kind of curious to see what they do with Black Panther and Miles Morales being vampires now. They're turning the black guys, and Blade's been a vampire. So it's like, is it only the black guys that are going to be turned into vampires? I'm curious.
I read the Union Jack book, Jack the Ripper.
Oh yeah, you told me about the Union Jack book.
I'm going back for it later tomorrow to get the issue.
I may do some Jack Sparrow reading on some of the
I wanted to pick that up, but I decided against it. Was it any good?
I read it online.
I decided against it because
I didn't know who the writer was. So then I looked him up. He was working on Star Wars and some other books in the past. The cover artist actually worked. He did the cover for the early 80s through 90s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff back in the day. So the cover artist was actually like a known person. He's actually done a lot of stuff.
But it wasn't the interior artist, though, right?
No. But obviously, I showed Breen. We went through some of the panels online, and actually, it was actually pretty intense. No mention of because it's Joe something. It's
Satriani.
Casey?
No. The actual character plays Union Jack. There's no mention of him saying I'm gay or of anything.
I forgot that he was until you told me. I was like, oh wait.
Basically, the synopsis, like I could give you, is like there is this. She's a cop, basically, and it's her from her point of view, and she's got these people trying to get him out of there, and then here shows up like Union Jack, looking like a Deadpool in blue. He's got a sword, he's got guns, and he's still not zombies, or not zombies, but the vampires. And then he regrettably basically he tells them to run, but instead he sacrifices himself. They save him. He goes back to the hospital where he's held up, and they notice that he's got his weapons. He's like, yeah, I stole them from the museum. They're just collecting dust. So it's like it just I was refreshing, and it's basically what you expect. It's like you're gonna have vampires. There's gonna be gore. There's gonna be a guy who's like Union Jack. He's basically he's been around since King Arthur's day. At least the courtyard that they mentioned like that. So I don't know if he's immortal or if he was or something like that. No, but or something like there's always been a Union Jack. I don't know, but I mean it's beside the point. He was being badass. He was saving people, and that's all I needed from it. I don't know where it's gonna go from there though. It's only 3 issues. So, yeah,
that's another reason I'm not reading it. I'm trying to avoid the mini issues.
If it gets to the point where it's in a trade, I'll probably pick up the trade.
Yeah. But what if they combine a bunch of the miniseries? So you have to read the Dracula by Danny Ward.
Oh my gosh! Why do you do that? Zach, I was starting to like you.
Well, it only took you 5 years, huh?
Only 5 years. Took me about a month.
All right, next up, Rook Exodus. This is issue number 2 by Jeff Johns and Jason Fay.
Nobody got the normal cover.
This was the cover. Is this not cover?
It's cover B.
Oh, well, they were all the same price, so
I know.
If you don't go up, if you don't raise your price on the cover B, I'll pick up the cover B.
That was the last. That was the last one I made in my shop.
Not as good as
or not to be.
Not as good as Geiger, but better than issue number 1. I did like this. I did like this better than issue number 1 because now they actually have to go out and find all the other. I want to say avatars, but not avatars.
Guardians, I guess.
The wardens. The giant turtle was cool. I like the turtle. It terrified me, but I like the turtle.
Was it a mutant?
It was a giant mutant snapping turtle.
Well, they said all the animals grow into huge size.
Yeah, they all got mutated because the terraforming on Earth went wrong.
Yeah.
So they all got mutated.
The chemical they used to terraform the planet had an unknown side effect on the animals, and the animals are now like freakishly huge.
Speaking of freakishly huge, Lobo and his biceps. Yeah, this didn't go the way I thought it was going to go. We kind of speculated on this. We're like, oh, Lobo's not going to turn on Superman. This is a ploy. This is a gimmick. No, he did. Freaking Lobo. But good though. I really liked it. I like some of the choices here. I like Brainiac. Is it Brainiac 5? That's the one from the Legion.
Yeah,
Robots. That one. I like the good one showing up. Lex Luthor still trying to convince people that he's trying to do good.
Right.
He's never going to convince people. And then, obviously Brainiac turning on the Zarnians. That's not new. But for something that says the main match, I kind of hoped that this would go on a little bit longer. The fight between Superman and Lobo. I did like it for all the 4, 5, or 6 pages that happened. I was liking it. Wish it had gone on a little bit longer. That's my one critique. But really good issue here from Williamson. Next up, we have Void Rivals number 9 featuring Springer. Thank you, Jay. Not familiar with
all is dead.
Not familiar with Springer, but it was a pretty good issue. It was better than the last issue for sure.
I don't remember from the movie though. Apparently,
I don't think he was one of the popular ones for the movie.
If they show him turn into a Jeep, then I'll. I mean,
yeah, if they show him transforming into something, I probably would have known a little bit more. But good though overall. I like watching him fight. Was it Prometheus? Is the name of the bounty hunter?
Yeah,
Prometheus. Yeah, that was cool because he's doing like all the. He was very chatty. He's a very chatty, witty Autobot. So
I mean, you throw another Autobot in there or Transformer, instantly it's a number 2 or number 3 book for me.
Yeah,
that is a case value to me.
I'm about to be called classless, tasteless, tomatoes, apples, all of it.
I got rid of that clip.
This was not as bad as I think y'all are made it out to be. I will say I was disappointed. There is no King Ghidorah anywhere in this. Which, if you're going to have Godzilla, you need to have King Ghidorah. If you don't, you're doing it wrong. Aside from that, though, I thought this was great. This was the free for all. This was the climactic battle. I'm sorry, it's the Lord of the Rings reference. This was the Pelennor Field battle before the ending. You got everybody fighting everybody. You've got kaiju fighting robots, fighting the Legion, fighting the Justice League.
But were they using kung fu?
No, nobody was using kung fu because they're giant monsters. You don't use kung fu on giant monsters.
It has to be everybody's kung fu fighting, or it's not worth watching the fights.
Guy Gardner thing didn't really bother me. We talked about because King Kong gets a Green Lantern ring, and it's awesome and it's glorious. Superman, I kind of could tell that Superman was they were gonna do a team up, kind of reluctant team up between Superman and Godzilla because that's typically how these things go. The Toyman reveal was funny. I enjoyed that. Overall, I thought this was solid. This was a really great series. I really enjoyed it. Although on this cover, even though Mechagodzilla is the big focal point, if you zoom in on Lex, I don't know, is it just me or does its head look a little bit bigger? Like almost abnormal. Like he looks like Egghead or something. I don't know. But this is pretty great. Yes, King Kong gets a Green Lantern ring because he demonstrates incredible willpower fighting one of those Kong.
And then he shows up on a 9-panel grid and says, "I don't even know what willpower is."
He's a super intelligent ape.
I'm just glad it was.
That's his tribute to Tom King and Heroes in Crisis.
Oh, God.
It could be worse.
The less said about that guy, the better.
It could be Jack Black wearing the ring where you can't see it.
Why?
Into music awards, the one ring that ruled them all.
Why? Cobra Commander, issue number 5. This is probably my favorite issue. This probably is because
quickly. Did you choose that cover, or is it the only they left?
So my shop didn't have any cover A's. The cover A's all got destroyed. So it only had like 2 or 3 variants. Which nobody. So
my shop was sold out of the other ones because basically everybody had their pull list. Because I don't have a pull list.
Yeah.
So that's the one that was on that shop. I was like, it's actually pretty nice.
It's not bad. I like it. I like the reflection. The cover A though, he's got the classic helmet on instead of like the goofy cowboy hat that he's kind of been wearing. But this has been my favorite one because like he starts up the town. They didn't call it Springfield, but it's very similar to Cobra from the Larry Hama series, where he's got like that fake town as his base. Obviously, we get kind of a build-in or a lead-in to the Destro series. But it's really, really cool. I like it. I liked it a lot.
What did you think of the preview for Destro?
I like it. I think it looks really good, actually. Destro. Okay.
You get Destro and Scarlet preview so far. Which one's the better one?
The art for Destro looks better.
Yeah.
But I don't know anything about the writer. If Kelly Thompson writes Scarlet like she wrote the Black Widow series, then the writing, I'm more leaning towards Scarlet.
If she writes as Kelly Thompson from like 2015 before she went to Marvel and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Sure.
But it looked good. I also kind of chuckled when Cobra Commander ambushes Destro's guys. I'm like, are those lasers? Because it reminded me of the cartoon when
they just raised up on the ground. I was like,
they couldn't use bullets on the cartoon, so they just had everybody use lasers. That made me chuckle.
Oh yeah, and you have your freedom. Screw that! You're gonna kill me. Should have run away. Smart.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that guy.
the Dreadnought
That guy had no. There was no Zamet and Tomax in this one, Omega. They did have one of the Dreadnoughts in it, but not those two. Not yet. It's still very early in this.
But I liked it when he went in the room. It was like they walked in and he's like, "Yeah, hail Cobra." And here's a guy with a beard gun. It looked like It's like the whole town was just.
They did the thing at the very end where now it's like, what is it? The Cobra Law people are going off into space to go after the Transformers.
They're going to Cybertron.
So yeah, they're going to Cybertron. Or they're going to space. It's all over. It's wild. They're just now. This is like the big expansion book. Here's the book nobody has mentioned so far. I don't know if Breen has it or not.
The other thing we should point out is that they mentioned that Megatron escaped.
Yeah, he escaped. Megatron mysteriously escaped. Yeah.
Damn, hate when that happens.
Okay, from Joe Casey and some other artist. His last name is Fry. I saw this book and I was like, this looks interesting. Let me pick this up. We were talking about Image earlier, 90s. So this is Blood Squad 7. I
wanted to get that, but they didn't have it.
So this is apparently 30 years ago. They had something like this. Is like a bunch. This is like a callback to 90s Image.
I thought that was a back issue at first.
No. So what it was is I read the little thing in the back. So this is like a love letter to like when Image first started 30 years ago. And some of these characters I think were from back then. I'm not super knowledgeable on 90s Image.
It's Cable. Then you got Raven.
So you've got the U.S. government is putting together this team. So 30 years ago, they say they put together a super team. And they were like very flashy, meant to be like propaganda figures for the public. And now 30 years later, they're trying to put it back together, but they're trying to make it more of like a covert operation. Right, and like one of the original leaders is now like a government liaison, and the art is really cool. The story was intriguing for the first issue, so I'm definitely gonna. I thought it was pretty neat. Joe Casey was the big name on it that drew me in. So yeah, overall it was pretty neat. Bloody, kind of like boys level in some ways. Like this main guy, I guess he's like at the front. He like has this chainsaw thing coming out of his hand. He gets some pretty gruesome moments in here, but yeah, it was interesting. I enjoyed it. So definitely
I didn't get that, and you want to know why?
Because it's 90s.
Well, because
go back to the 90s.
No, it's like the same reason why. If you were old enough to have been, if you'd been old to remember the 70s growing up, or like as a young adult, you didn't get excited about the 70s fashion on that 70s show because you lived it.
Yeah.
Since I was there in the early 90s and bought all that Image stuff, I have no great nostalgia for it.
Gotcha. Well, I saw an indie book and I saw $3.99 instead of $5.99 or something. So I was like, let me give it a try.
I'm not saying I wouldn't go back and get it. I'm just saying that's
yeah. Next up, and I mentioned this when RDV showed it, my favorite issue of this story arc so far, World's Finest, number 27. Freaking does this to me every time. He did this with the Metamorpho story. He did this with the what was it? The not absolute justice.
No, you're thinking of the Metamorpho story was the one with the robots being affected.
Yeah,
but
here's the thing. When that one started, I thought it started out kind of slow and kind of boring. So when the Kingdom Come story started, I thought it started kind of slow and kind of boring. When this one started, I thought the same thing. I was like, maybe this will be the one. And then he pulls this out and does all the Jimmy Olsen stuff, and it's amazing, and I loved it. And it's my favorite issue so far. Really great.
When I pull it out, everyone starts complaining.
Oh, I didn't complain. I enjoyed this. This was a blast to read. I was grinning ear to ear as I read this.
Perfectly handled, Zach.
What's that?
Don't give him just don't give him the attention he seeks.
So I love the last panel too, because apparently, so the threat's like this sixth dimensional being who wants to kill the world's greatest hero. So at the end, it's like, Jimmy Olsen, you have been deemed the world's greatest hero. And he's like, sweet. And then the voice says, prepare to die. And he's like,
doesn't that guy look a little bit like Mojo?
Well, what's that?
Doesn't that the villain?
The villain? Oh, kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of. Also, what is this? Don't tell me this is Barda. This is generic Viking number 3.
It's Erica Henderson Barda, right?
Yeah. Ngozi Ukazu.
Eisner Award winner Erica Henderson?
No. I don't think so.
I don't know if she's won anything, but
No. Writer and artist. Ngozi Ukazu? I'm not familiar with her at all.
And
But man, this was this is it. Nope, not that. Yeah. He's like, cool. And he's like, wait, I'm gonna die. Is great.
Obviously, Eric, he's talking about me.
He does kind of look
not
like
you.
Yeah,
he writes my name there.
Yeah.
What do you get you out of that?
Also, this was kind of cool. He gets like this belt from this god.
He's talking to you, saying that his favorite fossil is here. RDV.
Who?
Oh, hey, if
great.
If somebody wants to call you a fossil and not me, I will take that.
Yes, I was just gonna say.
Wait, if I'm a fossil, what that makes you? Dirt?
Cool.
You gonna take that flack from your son there, old man?
I just said. He said, "What does that make?" I said, "Cool."
Turtle Jimmy. I love giant turtle Jimmy. Also, just some of the art layouts that Dan Mora did in this were fantastic. Like, there's this thing, and it goes across diagonally. Mr. Mitsiplik is shooting a fist down at Malcolm Merlin, and just the way that it's the whole page is laid out, it's just really cool.
The only thing I can think is that Dan Mora is just having fun, just doing all these art styles.
He's got to be having a blast. I mean, his panel layouts are just great. Also, Killer Frost appearances.
Killer Frost it doesn't look too much killer. She looks more like a Barbie Frost.
I would have liked to have a little bit more from Firestorm in there because I really like Firestorm.
Yeah, I would have liked to have a little bit more. I mean, because they'll do this with the Justice League characters where like they'll give them these cameos. Now, the next story is a Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman story. So we're getting like a trinity, which is kind of cool.
As far as that Firestorm, is that the one that's with Jefferson?
No,
I would imagine it's the Ronnie Raymond one.
He was white, so it was Ronnie Raymond.
Yeah, Ronnie Raymond was the first one, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if Jefferson was black when he turned Firestorm or not. I don't know.
No, that was
Jeff. Are you getting ready for your 60 Minutes interview?
I don't remember
why.
much later that was.
You see that? You're just a voice amplifier away, or a voice modulator.
Well, I also do have my,
because you're in the dark already. So.
Yeah, I know. It's like he's trying to protect his identity from his
story of my life being in the dark.
Hey, Mr. Jefferson. Oh crap! Jumps in the water.
Final book of the week, and I'm disappointed that it's the finale. Normally, these miniseries go for at least 4 or 5 issues.
Yeah, and I love this. I hope they do it again. I hope they do another.
This was just dynamite.
Jackson had said earlier, if I got collected, I hope is it going to be an oversized like that, or is this?
It probably would be because I've got one of the Black Label collections and it's oversized. Dude, so I would think that this would be too. This was great though. This was a great conclusion. Batman, the detective work, figuring out who the voice was, how to defeat the giant monster men.
Honestly, the reveal of the voice was really cool.
Absolutely brilliant. The whole thing with him using the guns or not using the guns.
Him creating the gas for Gordon to use. Yeah.
And the booty.
He does the whole disappearing act on Gordon twice.
I know.
Everyone's like, I hate this. Just fantastic. Really loved it.
How Gordon did not have a heart attack in this issue alone. He startles him with the gas tank when he jumps in the window, and then he leaves twice. It's just like. Yeah, man, I don't. My ticker would be done.
It was just a great story,
especially after he was shot at.
But is what it is.
But the villain being a villain and then wanting to cut tails and basically getting a dose of his own medicine.
Poetic.
Yes, justice.
Chef's kiss.
The hammers of justice.
That is it for me. That is all I got.
All right, on to the main event.
We're done talking.
Yeah, we're not talking. That's time for the main event.
All right. We'll start with I got 7 here, and 8 if you count military comics. I said good read.
I have not opened it up.
So you can say 9 because that's 2 books in one.
That's right. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Miss America was a little overpowered. Yeah, it'd be tough to beat somebody that can just like wave her hand and turn you into anything she wants.
It's America. F yeah, bro.
America can do whatever the Mexicans
it's probably some dude just identifying as Miss America.
Well, no, we don't do that here.
Number 7, Elvira meets H.P. Lovecraft. Oh. It's pretty much, if anybody remembers a month back what I said about issue 3, just play it again, Sam.
Yeah.
Even though that's not the line. Number 6. You know what? Number 6, Justice League. Last minute switch. It gave me what I wanted, just mindless fun. Green Lantern, Kong. That was, like I said, fun. Blah blah blah. But man, that last panel, it just sucked. We were talking about this for anybody that wasn't in the chat last night. All they had to do was say, "You ready to be Mrs. Kent?" You mean Mrs. Lane? Kent Lane? We'll talk. And it has like a little moonlighting ending. Everybody's happy, but instead, it has that virtue signaling bullshit that I'm just so tired of. That it's, I said, it didn't ruin the series, but it kind of tainted the last issue. Anywho, but that's that. Number whatever I'm on now. Rook.
Oh, that's the main cover. Okay.
Venkman did a perfect recap of it.
If you didn't get that recap, go back an hour ago.
But I said, I like this. I'm not a big fan of dystopian futures and stuff like that, but yeah, this was good. It's kind of dialogue heavy in this, but plenty of action too. So it's good, and I want to support Ghost Machine because I said Energon isn't really the stuff that I remembered, so I'm kind of not into that. But like this stuff and Miller World, I want to see these things thrive because the big two doesn't seem to give a shit about us. So maybe hopefully these guys will continue to publish good work. Number 4. James Bond.
It's not your 7?
He didn't have 7.
I know.
Well, I did, but I'm certainly wasn't going to put Justice League and Elvira ahead of it. And Venkman again did a nice recap of this. This was good. I think there's one issue left. We find out who the mole is.
As we should.
So yes. Number 3, I'm counting this because half the stores in the country didn't get this till this week, so it counts for.
Nice.
Yeah. So this is about there's a dead body found on New Year's Day in 1987 Russia, or would that have been the Soviet Union? Anywho, they don't really the nobody wants to mess with it, so they give it to this cop that and tell him it's a slam dunk, knowing he'll never solve it, and it just keeps him out of their way. And there's like no great interest in solving this, so they identify the body and give him the information. It's false information, and he's at a cafe or a diner or something, and this kid comes in screaming, looking for his girlfriend. And he shows him a picture, and it's the girl, the murdered girl. Man. And then they find another body. So it's a serial. It could be a serial killer. So this guy, and like I said, and he's kind of a sad sack, but his girlfriend or wife cares about him. So she encourages him. So is a guy that you're gonna think is over his head that maybe we'll see what happens, but this is good first issue.
Is he an Albert Finney character in Wolfen?
What, the guy on the cover?
Yeah.
I haven't seen Wolfen since I saw Wolfen in the theater with my dad.
So Wolfen, Albert Finney character, he kind of shows up at the crime scene, and these two rich guys are bumped off. They're like Rockefellers, and he's drinking. He's got a burger.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So he's kind of like they gave the case to him, knowing he won't solve it, and they kind of like brushed under.
It also has Edward James Olmos naked in it.
And you see it, don't you, bro? Full Monty.
Well, that's I could have gone a little bit longer without knowing that.
Says Crockett.
But and then I said the big two are mostly dead to me, but DC still can bring it when they need to, and Superman, excellent issue. I said I know this isn't as big an event as some of the other stuff that Williamson has a problem sticking the landing, but if he doesn't completely melt down in the next issue of Action, I think he's going to close the deal this time. This has been a lot of fun and much better than I would expect from DC in 2024, even though I know DC does have probably four or five of the 5 or 6 best books from the big two right now. But
yeah,
this was excellent. And then, hell, enough said. This I think is 2 weeks in a row the three of us have had the same number one or whatever. No, or whatever.
I think so. Yeah.
And then there's, I think we all did that with the last Ultimate Spider-Man too.
Yeah. I think so. I think so. Yeah.
This is a couple of times it's happened where we've all had.
I really want to see. Give me Batman 1940. I want another 3 issues of this.
Oh heck yeah! Just give me a 1940s Batman series. No Robin, no Alfred, just Golden Age Batman.
I don't know how long it took to put these 3 issues together. Well worth the wait, and we there's no way we would get art this good on a monthly.
No, I'm just that's what I'm saying is I'd be glad to pay that price for something that size that good and wait the requisite amount of time.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? We got 3 of those, and we still haven't got the second issue of the Superman one with Lex.
But here's how crazy that is. I hadn't boycotted Mark Waid yet.
I know.
And he wrote that, so it's like, hey, it's a moot point. I won't get issue 2.
Yeah.
But
all right.
That's all I got. So
all right.
I'd forgotten about that Superman one too.
All right.
You think JSA has release difficulties and delays?
Yep. All right. So back issues right now.
I'll get you an aspirin.
Got me some little gels.
Well, they're going to Breen's age.
Yeah, I mean, it's quality then.
And just when I was starting to like you a little.
Hey, I didn't say that it was a bad thing being old.
Tom and Jerry.
Okay, I like you a little.
I mean, it hurts like a bad dog to be this old. But
you're growing on me like a fungus.
Yes, you're not the only person who said that to me.
I'm not surprised.
Even the fungus says that to me.
Children, don't make me turn this car around.
I dare you.
How dare you?
You know what, the attitude? You're going to walk home, mister.
Oh, gosh. Look, Breen's going to be driving one of those at Walmart pretty soon.
Car at Walmart?
It looks like one of the scooters.
Oh, fuck you.
So these were $2 at my shop. Peace. Heard White Boat is about human trafficking.
I haven't heard about White Boat. Yeah, that's Undead Quinn's number 2.
Okay. I was just like, I didn't read the one above it. I was like, what?
When did we start talking about human trafficking? No,
these are Walt Disney. These aren't about human trafficking.
I mean,
all the human trafficking.
Oh my God, Donald's going to sell the kids.
All the human trafficking at Disney is behind the scenes, not in the books.
So
right.
Those, and then because I got to support my fellow creator and writer.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, I got me some Joe Corella.
Nice.
Yep. Little book.
Yo, Joe.
So, and I'm looking forward to reading this, and then maybe having Joe on, and we can just do a deep dive on it.
I'm gonna whine about not having a job to Joe and see if I can kind of free one out of him.
Weren't you working on a shop?
I was.
All right.
Did you have the same thing happen to me?
Pretty much.
It's Saturday. It's a cartoon. What is it? King Arthur and the Knights of Justice or something?
Yep, King Arthur, the Knights of Justice from the 90s.
From
They
the
brought it back
90s.
through Massive, which is basically the kids version of Maverick of Mad Cave. Maverick is the young adult imprint they do. All right, I got these because I know that Zach doesn't have them.
How dare you, you son of a bitch! Don't tempt me with books I don't have, but I want.
This is number.
Where are the rest of her organs?
This is number 30.
I know they didn't even give her legs, just boobs.
He doesn't need any legs. Just
Number 36.
I think I might. No, I don't have that one. I have it. That is a nice one. God, I love this series.
Number 37.
Oh, the binary.
Actually, she went non-binary in the next issue.
Get out of here.
She's no longer binary.
That's a cool cover.
excuse me.
Yeah, this is number
The Dark Avengers.
44.
When that faker, that Moonstone.
Right.
Oh yeah, Moonstone. I liked her old outfit.
I know, right? I think I have that one.
Yes, Ash. Yes, it did.
But it's
Right.
the best economy we've had in 5 minutes.
26.
Nice. War of the Marbles.
Yeah, it's the best economy in the world if you work in one of those places that were allowed to stay open during the pandemic and or one of the next step up from fast food places.
That's a cool one.
Because we had to shut down the churches, but then we had to keep the pot and liquor stores open.
And then they have this one, which is collecting Captain Marvel numbers 4 and 5 and Miss Marvel number 25.
Oh.
Yeah, I came across this, so I figured I might as well just grab this.
Listen, people are going to disagree with me. I think the two-piece is her better version of the red costume with the star.
Yeah.
The only person who doesn't look very good in a two-piece is me.
Why would you bring
yeah,
it
they
up?
went on
All right, let me thank Ash before I throw up in my mouth. Thank you, Ash.
All right. And because these were in the $2 spots,
What? Some 90s Punisher.
right?
48 pages with no ads. Heresy.
I know, right? It's crazy from the heat.
Did they not want to make money?
Yeah.
That's cool.
And then, why not? Because there's no escape.
U.S. Agent, baby. John Walker.
And Paladin. Remember Paladin?
No, I don't remember Paladin. I remember Paladin.
I call him Paladin because that's how dumb he was.
It makes him sound like the Disney movie. Think of
Pretty
Aladdin.
quick.
Whoa, the Phantom! I used to remember reading him in the paper every day.
Nice.
The man who walks, the ghost who walks.
And they say Breen's old.
He is,
Yeah,
but I
Whoa.
would be a little bit younger than him.
Why do people say that? That's mean.
That's
What?
where Tom Cruise got the idea from. Hanging off the side of airplanes.
And of course, we go into here.
The Phantom did it better.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, my shop had a bunch of Charlton books. They're marked down to like $2.
That's crazy. Are they damaged?
No, not really much at all.
See, if they really wanted to do something really cool, they'd have the candy bars right next to the books.
So there is one I RDV love the most.
Oh God. I need that issue.
Uses them. Why? Because it has 2 white men on there versus the black guy.
No, because Iron Fist is kicking the crap out of some moloids. Also, look
Yeah.
at all the eyes in the dark. It's like a cartoon whenever they show the bats.
Eyes in the Dark, wasn't that an old 80s song?
All right. Then we're
I don't know,
going.
you gotta tell me.
Then we're going here. A little more.
Dang.
Yep.
Before he lost his eye.
Yep.
Yep,
Tea
there's
and sabotage.
no cat in sight.
Look at Dum Dum's on a motorcycle.
Dum Dum, the MVP.
This looks like it's straight out of like Hogan's Heroes.
Hogan's Heroes would have been more comical.
Oh, well, he's running over a Nazi with a motorcycle.
Well,
you watch,
true.
You want comedy? You should read that story about what the guy who played Hogan's his real life. I'm sure that was very comical.
Didn't he have like the first big celebrity sex tape or something?
Yeah, never even heard of this. The mod next before, but it's a dropout digs where it's smart to be in school. And he's got pizza
with a violin thing through it.
and then
it's called a bow.
last but not least,
I'm just so proud of my son tonight.
I figured why not. I couldn't believe they had all these childhood books just sitting in the 2 bins that and they're like, nobody wants them. We're just gonna get rid of them. I'm like, dude. I told him, you got any more childhood books you want to get rid of for low price? I'll take them. I don't care what they are. See with Dell.
It's unfortunate how few people even remember, because again, that's what I'm always railing on with the 10 years that the industry spent chasing the boys out of a boy's hobby. That there's not that it shrunk the amount of people looking for stuff like that down even further.
Right. Yep. So I was able to get a lot of cool stuff, and now because I usually don't go back in the one shop, I call it the big box store, and by their dollar section, because it's usually the same crap. It's Sovereign 7 or it's some of the Nexus Badger stuff, but I mean it's the same issues, multiple of the same issues, and then they'll have if you want Malibu, I can get you the whole entire collection of everything. Somebody sold their collection of Malibu. And everything's going for like 50 cents to $1, you know. It's Call of Duty or it's Youngblood, which I think Jay wants us to read Youngblood on the channel.
No, Witchy, is that anything that doesn't have anything to do with Witches by Snyder? Is it? That's not the same thing, right?
What?
Witch? Undead?
I don't know. I mean, that sounds like the newer titles was called Witch, because I remember it being spelled weird.
Yeah, I want to say that was. I thought there was an S on the end of it, but I'm trying to think of.
That's the Snyder one. That's the Snyder one.
No, it wasn't Snyder, but it was. Ash, if you're still in chat, who was the writer on that?
And it says yes.
Undead Quinn says yes.
Oh man, it was.
Image first, and then Fifth Memory. Gee, I used to like Jay, says Jackson.
Oh, Jay's a good guy.
What? Why? Because Jay likes cool books like Exo Man of War?
I mean, I don't know. Jay's just always seemed cool to me.
He's from Texas. How can you not be cool if you're from Texas?
That's you know what? I wasn't even going there, but you're darn right.
Yeah.
Hey, well, you know, there is one way. If you're from Texas, that might be cool. If you live in Austin.
Yeah.
Austin even isn't terrible.
If you live in Texas, you can't.
From what I understand, if you're driving in Austin, you're not even allowed to take right turns.
No, but they have so many food trucks. You don't want to turn. You just want to stay on the road where
There's no right way at all in Austin.
There's the wrong way and the Navy way.
I mean, somebody's got to peel potatoes.
That's Army.
Well,
mashed potatoes.
I know, but if you're on the Navy, if you're on the boat, someone has to peel potatoes. You need a cook over there.
I was never on a boat in the Navy.
Oh, they wouldn't let you on there? Too big?
No, I was on a ship.
Dang!
If you're gonna try and make a fat joke, you should at least get the use the right things.
Well, I mean, I assumed you're on a sub because they needed to go down.
No. No, I'm not stupid enough to be in the sub Navy.
It's no respect. No respect.
That guy's one of the best comedians ever, by the way.
That guy.
I almost like Don Rickles a little bit.
Rodney Dangerfield, thank you very much.
Yes. I read Dark Spaces Wildfire series. It's the same runner, I think. Never once on a boat. In the Navy? I thought you had to be on a boat at least once.
No, there's a difference between a boat and a ship. Boats are small, ships are the things that we, if you look, there's the ship, the things hanging over the side, that's the boat.
That's a dinghy.
Okay.
Anyway,
there's no the difference is a dinghy.
On that.
Hey, what's up, Eloise? Greetings. But a new shelf, but I regret it already. Yeah, I mean, putting up shelves at night is a lot of work. It's very demanding.
True.
You have to be in the mood to put up shelves. And sometimes you just want to put up shelves, but she wants you to put up shelves anyway.
I got some shelves that I need to put up, but I'm being lazy.
Izzy wants you to put up shelves again?
No.
You get your girlfriend to do it.
Actually, I did put up a shelf at her apartment.
Actually, I was making a Three's Company joke with Mr. Roper.
I haven't seen Three's Company, so I don't get those.
Wow,
references.
you are not cool.
Hey, I've never watched that show either.
Yeah, see? Well, that doesn't doesn't help my case there, Jeff.
Well, fuck you for at least I'm trying to help you here, man.
Whoa.
Shit.
Once he goes in waiting for section, he doesn't care anymore. You can't see his face. He's just everything all flying
That's
off.
right. You can't come at me now. Just kidding.
Hey, man.
There.
I got
Fair
at
game.
least I
Look, Jack's got a white shirt on.
calculator, so you can't see me.
Look away if you're offended by this face. Sorry.
Offended by the face? I know. We're not offended.
I Love Comics says he has a books to show.
You have a book to show. I didn't know that you had a book. I thought you go online for your books.
So we were talking about. I contacted him earlier tonight about having a hangout stream after this.
Oh, sure. Well, in that case, if the gentleman over at I Love Comics would like to start up a stream over there, we'll gladly join. We're pretty much done here anyway. So,
What's that? Was that?
I said no. We'll join kicking and screaming, not gladly.
Aha.
who's cooking? Who's doing the screaming?
Well, I'm not screaming. I have work tomorrow, so I can't go. I can't lose my voice. So I'll kick them.
I don't.
Hey, Eric and I have the same work schedule tomorrow.
Oh man. No, they're saying that Don Knotts and Three's Company was fun. Mr. Further's okay, but I like Mr. Roper.
Yeah, I like the Ropers better.
Yeah.
Poor Don Knotts, man. Once Andy Griffith went into color and he left the Andy Griffith show, it's like you never saw him again.
Wait, hold on.
Films.
Are you complaining that once Andy Griffith went to color, that's when it went downhill?
Well,
And he made a few appearances on Matlock as well. But
yeah. Well, he made a handful of appearances on Andy Griffith. He made a handful on Matlock. But then he did do like what Apple Dumpling Gang, and then that movie where he turns into a fish.
They went that away, which is a good movie.
There was one where he turns into a fish.
The Incredible Mr. Limpet.
Since I have 17 people here, if you'd like to support the channel, there's a link down there if you guys would like to. Because we do actually do readings on this channel too, but they do cost about $1 or $2. So if you want to donate $1, you can, or if you don't want to, you don't have to.
God, it really is about Zach.
Yeah, it is all about Zach.
We didn't have squat
every dollar helps to get Zach away from this chat.
Wait, what?
What?
What I do?
Exactly.
You're the least favorite son this week, Zach.
Well, I mean, yeah, that goes without saying.
Yeah,
He had all the back issues.
Tuesday night, we couldn't get an audience to save our lives.
Yeah,
do we have a bigger crowd tonight?
Tuesday we had like 4 people watching.
Oh,
And 13 people is checking us saying, "Where's Zach?"
Tonight,
Apparently,
the peak here we had watching tonight was 18 people.
oh, you're welcome. Maybe you should treat me nicer then.
I don't think it's Zach. I think it's
One of them is right here. One of them is right here.
You're right. It's
it had to be Geekeasy because he's in the dark, so you have to see his face.
No, you mean on camera or in just life in general?
Well, I'm sure they probably don't want to see you in life.
That explains my dating life.
Yeah, Tuesday was a weird day.
Dating's overrated. Just skip the marriage.
So going from not having sex to not having sex.
Pretty much. But you're also building shelf for people. Yeah. That's how it goes. All right. And then we have, what is that on this? He posted on the StreamYard. Jackson posted. Hey, look. Those money. Oh, that's what it is. Okay. It looks
Once
like
it went to color, it went downhill. RDB said, but it sounded like a Zach line.
it looks weird on our end. Okay.
Quinzer, that was good. That was a good one.
Louise, I've got the sun going through my thing there. I can't do anything about it.
The reason was exactly because that's exactly what he said.
I said once Andy Griffith went to color, Don Knotts left the show. Yeah. It is this. It does have the same meaning because it did go down.
The same thing that you do is if there's any colors on there, you'd leave.
Well, I don't ever remember any colors on Andy Griffith.
That is also true. Mayberry. We sure Mayberry was in the South?
I think one of my favorite episodes.
Well, it's in the segregated South.
One of my favorite episodes is when this criminal comes to town, like and like Andy has to get this dangerous criminal out of town.
Is that the one where he actually gets a rifle off the gun rack?
Damn right,
exactly. He actually has.
I remember that he's only done that like twice in the whole show.
There's a thing on Family Guy where it shows the beginning of part of the beginning of that, and there's a scene where dude throws a rock, and then he shoots the side and he's throwing it at this black family having a picnic, and it hits him in the head. That was kind of funny.
All right, we're down to 13 people.
Yeah,
I thought I was asking for money, but I think it's because they just don't like the jokes. Anyway, that is about it though for the night. Unless you guys got anything else to show off tonight, no.
Nope.
We'll go off with our new charter for Mr. Webb. You know, if you just want to read it off, that's we'll end it out tonight, Mr. Breen.
What?
Mr. Webb's charter right there. It's our new sign off. Work hard.
No, the web That's right. Work hard, rock hard, eat hard, sleep hard, grow big, wear glasses if you need them.
Yep.
I like the Cobra Kai. Strike first, strike hard, no mercy.
Yeah, but he's the last of the full-grown men.
Yeah. Oh, actually, speaking of good rockers, you know. And just great music in general. Traveling Wilburys. I wish they would have done more than one album. I heard. Well,
they did it too.
They actually did it too. I've only ever seen one.
Yeah, there's Traveling Wilburys 1 and Traveling Wilburys 3. There is no number 2.
I think most of them are dead now. Anyway.
I think so.
Yeah. Well,
Orbison's dead. Harrison's dead. Petty's dead. Is Jeff Lynne still alive?
I don't know, but I know Dylan is.
Dylan's the old man. The curmudgeon who'll hang on forever.
So the only I'm not sure about Jeff Lynne. I can look that up afterwards, but
Didn't just Jeff Buckley decide or something like that too?
No, Jeff Buckley killed himself in '92, I think.
But who's the other one that just died? There was another one.
Jeff Beck.
Beck. That's what Jeff Beck did. Yeah.
And actually, he spelled his name the right way, by the way.
I got the sun going through my.
Jeff Lynne is still alive.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just heard their one of their big hits off their first album. It was on the radio, and it was just like I got to thinking about it. It's like, wow, what great Supergirl group there was.
And the Roy Orbison had a fantastic voice, man. That guy he just knew him and Tom Petty knew how to write songs.
Roy Orbison starred in a movie in 1967. I can't remember the name of it.
Oh, I don't remember either.
Evil Black Cat must not be here. Y'all are talking death, and he hasn't posted a joke.
Who knows?
That's
Maybe.
True.
Yeah. Easy picking. But anyway, we've gotten over the 2-hour mark, and we've run out of things to talk about. So we're going to wrap it up here. There will be 2 comic book readings tomorrow, 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday, and then 1 on Monday.
Monday's Memorial Day.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone's going to be here Monday. Jack, I don't know if he'll be here on
I'm going to be at a barbecue.
Late at night?
Depends on how much is at the barbecue.
What kind of Christian barbecue is it? You guys are going to like 10 o'clock at night.
We play board games. Oh, I mean,
board games.
The kind you have when you don't have to work the next day because it's Memorial Day. Thank you, Maranya. Fastest gun alive.
Oh, nice.
I should be here though by 9. I should be. We'll see. I won't make
anyway.
But we'll see.
So yeah, we got our next Batman and Superman adventures. Number 3 will be debuting on Saturday, along with Batman and the Outsiders. Number 18 or 19. I think number 19, which is a Christmas issue.
Oh, so. Fast Guitar alive.
Okay. So yeah, cool stuff coming up. So stay tuned to the channel, and thank you for those who are subscribed and those who haven't subscribed. Go do it. Why not? We enjoy having you guys here. We had a new guy here tonight. Let me scroll back up.
Mr. Omega.
Mr. Omega, which was great. Or is this called
Well,
Omega?
no, he left. He said, "I bid you adieu."
Oh, he did say it.
Oh.
All right. He must have took all his friends with us. They were down to 13.
Well, he took the rest of the elite with him.
Yeah. Wait, there's a new elite though.
No, he took the old elite with him.
Okay. All right.
If you're tired of hearing wrestling commentary and you don't know
No
what's
one's
going
tired
on,
of that.
let us know in the comments so I can.
Zach used to like it, but he injured his knee.
No,
So we don't know if he will continue this live stream or not because he injured his knee, his old sport injury on that knee.
I did pop my knee yesterday.
See,
Somebody made a comment.
I knew it.
Did your knee sound like a Rice Krispie treat? Yes, it did.
It's better than your face looking like a Rice Krispie treat.
That's fair.
That was high school.
In the darkness.
What's worse? What's worse, a Rice Krispie treat or a pepperoni pizza to have your face look like?
I knew a couple that had
both are
both.
pretty bad. Both are pretty
Have
bad.
you noticed that kids don't have acne anymore?
And I'm freaking mad about it, man.
50 plus years of processed food, I think. Now everybody's fat as fuck, but nobody
It's the
has acne.
microplastics.
I think
I never had that problem.
The elasticity of the face.
I had a couple of zits and stuff, but I never had that problem. The acne.
I had zits and acne, dude. I was so bad.
I imagine it's because most kids aren't surviving high school.
The Thing was my favorite superhero because I could relate. Like, hey, this guy looks like me.
I think I had one pimple. So I got lucky. I avoided that also.
Yeah,
my friend, he had really bad acne, and I'm just like, he tried everything, and then he still had it through his 20s. He's finally just cleared out.
I tried everything short of prescription medication. So
there's a famous actor. I think he's Italian. He was like one of the brothers in Goonies, not Joey Pants, but the other guy who had this real kind of like acne stuff.
That's been replaced with soy.
Yeah, I think I was better off with the acne.
But
the acne cleared up eventually.
So you've been told.
Oh, crap.
I mean, you don't tell me.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, kids today are on different hormones. They're supposed to be. That's why they're not getting acne.
I hate how accurate that is, but it's true.
Yeah, but anyway, we'll see you later.
Later. Have a nice day.
Thank you for watching.
Good night, kids.
Make good choices.